Have you ever noticed how differently people handle their birthdays? On one side, you've got the party animals who start a 30-day countdown on Instagram, book the fanciest restaurants, and expect everyone to treat them like royalty. But on the other side, there are people who just want the day to be over. They go ghost mode, turning off their phones, staying off social media, and treating the day like any other boring Tuesday. Why is that? Why is it a high energy holiday for some, but a day to hide under the covers for others? Usually, people judge. They say, "Oh, you're just getting old," or "You're being a buzzkill." But the truth is way more interesting than that. In this video, we're diving into the heads of people who don't like celebrating. I promise. By the end of this, you'll see yourself or your quiet friends in a whole new light. We'll find out if this is a sign of a strong, independent mind or a red flag that something deeper is going on. Social pressure, the birthday tax. Let's be real. Society basically forces us to be happy on command. Your birthday isn't just your day anymore. It feels like a social performance. If you don't post a picture with a cake or go out for drinks, people look at you like you've got two heads. The pressure is everywhere. You get the forced smiles from coworkers, the obligatory calls from relatives you haven't talked to in a year, and those classic lines like, "But it's your day. You have to do something." People assume that if you aren't partying, you must be broke, bitter, or miserable. But who wrote these rules? Why should we feel guilty for not wanting a loud party or a mountain of plastic gifts? Not wanting to celebrate isn't a problem that needs fixing. Often, it's just a sign that you're living life on your own terms. Let's look at why that's actually a good thing. Layer 1. Building your own foundation. The first reason you might not care about your birthday is actually a major compliment to your personality. You have what psychologists call a strong inner foundation. Most people need a birthday because it's a validation boost. They need a crowd of people to say, "Hey, you're important. We love you. We're glad you're here." It's like their self-esteem battery only charges when other people plug it in. If they don't get the calls and the likes, they feel invisible. But then, there are people whose battery is built in. They don't need a party to know they matter. They know their worth on a random Monday in November just as much as they do on their birthday. Think about it this way. Person A says, "Everyone is texting me, so I must be special." Person B says, "I already know I'm special, so I don't need 100 texts to prove it." People with a strong sense of self often ignore their birthdays because they don't need a hit of attention to feel good. They feel complete every single day. Layer 2. Time is a flow, not a deadline. The second reason is how you look at time. For most people, a birthday is like a scary deadline. They think, "Oh no, I'm 30 now. I should have a house and a better job by now." They treat numbers like they're magic, but non-celebrators usually see life more realistically. They understand that aging is a slow, steady journey. You don't magically wake up as a different person just because the clock hit midnight. You're the same person today that you were yesterday. The people who care the least about birthdays are usually the ones living life to the fullest every day. If you're already chasing your dreams and growing as a person, you don't need a special date to start over or take stock. For them, a birthday is just a number. The journey is what matters, not the pit stop. Layer 3. Protecting your peace. Let's talk about the dark side of birthdays, the stress. You have to plan the event, pay for the drinks, make sure everyone is having fun, and act happy even if you're exhausted. And the worst part? The expectation trap. You hope for a miracle, but you usually just end up with a hangover and a feeling of, "Is that it?" People who skip the party are often just masters of protecting their peace. They don't want the emotional roller coaster. They'd rather have a steady, calm day than a big peak of excitement that inevitably leads to a crash the next morning. Sometimes this comes from being let down in the past. Maybe as a kid, you waited for a certain gift or a certain person to show up, and they didn't. Your brain learned big expectations lead to big pain. Now, as an adult, you choose silence as a way of being kind to yourself. You're not being boring, you're being careful with your heart. The reality check. When it's a shield, now I have to be 100% honest with you. Skipping your birthday isn't always a sign of being a super independent person. Sometimes it's a shield. How can you tell the difference? Ask yourself this: how do I feel when someone tries to be nice to me on my birthday? If you just feel a bit bored or indifferent, you're fine. That's strength. But if you feel angry, or if you feel a lump in your throat, or if you want to run away, there might be a splinter in your heart. Maybe you're afraid of the spotlight because you don't feel worthy. Or maybe it's easier to pretend you don't care than to admit you're lonely. True mental health is about having a choice. You should be able to celebrate if you want to, and stay home if you want to. If not celebrating is the only way you can feel safe, it might be time to ask yourself what you're really hiding from. How to use this in real life. So, how do we handle this? If you're the person who skips the cake, stop feeling like a weirdo. You don't owe anyone an explanation. If you want to spend your day hiking alone or just catching up on sleep, do it. Just make sure you know why you're doing it. If it's for your own peace of mind, own it. Use the day to check in with yourself, not to please others. If you have a friend who hates their birthday, please do not surprise them. A surprise party for someone who wants peace isn't a gift. It's a nightmare. The best thing you can do is show them you actually listen. Send a simple text. Hey, I know it's your birthday. I know you like to keep it chill, so I'm just sending some love. I'm here if you want to hang out later this week. That respect is worth more than any party. The big picture. In the end, a birthday isn't a contest to see how many people show up. It's a test of how comfortable you are in your own skin. Some people love the noise because they have a lot of energy to share, and that's awesome. Others choose the quiet because they don't need anyone else to tell them they're doing a good job, and that's a different kind of awesome. The only wrong way to do a birthday is to be fake. Don't throw a party just because you're supposed to, and don't hide just because you're afraid. A real happy birthday is when your day actually matches your soul. Be honest with yourself. That's the only gift that matters. Final thoughts. I want to hear from you. Are you a party person or a ghost mode person? Do you get the birthday blues, or do you feel a surge of energy? Drop a comment below. Let's talk about the stuff people usually don't admit. If this video helped you feel a bit more normal, hit that like button and subscribe. We talk about the deep stuff here every week. Remember, you are important every single day, not just when a calendar says so. Protect your peace. See you in the next one.